Hello, everyone out there. Welcome to Tour Past Heritage. I am Sangeeta Goel, your host for today. It is the last day of our Love Article series where we discuss five historical romances spread across 5 days. In the last 4 days, we discussed a love story fated to die, love sacrificed for honor, an unconventional love, and an immortalized love. Were all these love stories a chance encounter, or were they destined to be together, and the fate of their love pre-decided? Today, we discuss a mythological romance that was destined by the divine, Usha and Aniruddha. Their love defied the boundaries of time, space, and even the will of the gods. Today, we unravel this mystical romance from the Hari Vamsa and Bhagavad Purana, exploring how a dream led to a battle between the divine forces and reunion of two lovers from different realms. Joining in this discussion today is Mridusmita Datta, an affluent and accomplished Odissi and Satriya dance practitioner. Since 2000s, she pursued her ambition and achieved Vishrad in both the dance forms. She completed her higher studies in English and performing arts and began her research on Satriya culture. Hello, Midusmita. Welcome to this discussion. We are
Thank you so
honored to
much.
have you here with us. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'd like to say thanks for making me a part of this wonderful series. It's a very nice concept, like you taking love. We are not going back to history, also talking about our present. It's a very wonderful concept that you have taken. Love as
Thank you so much. Our our idea was to get back to hop back on the love stories that have shaped today's image on what love is, today's idea of what love is, while keeping it with relevant. Thank you so much. And with this, we'll start our discussion for today. The discussion, Mrs. Smita will lead us through this entire topic with an interesting insight on from her. Mrs. Smita, you can start with it.
okay. Namaste and a very warm Valentine's Day greeting to all of you. This week, as we celebrate love in all its forms, we journey back in time to the heart of ancient Assam to explore a love story that has echoed through generations, the tale of Usha and Aniruddha. Hmm. This isn't just a mythological story, it's a vibrant tapestry woven with passion, resilience, and the enduring power of love to shape destinies. Our story unfolds in Sonitpur, the ancient kingdom of the Asura king Banasura. Banasura was the great grandson of Prahlad, the Vishnu myth. Imagine a land steeped in magic where dreams held extraordinary power. Here lived Usha, Banasura's beautiful daughter. The place was called Agnigar, as it was a fortress surrounded by fire, such that no ordinary person can set their eyes on Usha's beauty. One night, Usha dreamt of a prince, a vision so vivid, so captivating that she fell deeply in love with him. She knew nothing of his identity, only the burning image etched in her heart. This is where Chitralekha, Usha's close friend and a gifted artist, enters our story. Understanding Usha's longing, Chitralekha used her artistic talents to create a portrait of the prince based on Usha's descriptions. This wasn't just an art, it was a bridge across realms. The portrait revealed the prince to be Aniruddha, the grandson of Lord Krishna himself. Destiny, it seemed, was at play. Now, how did Aniruddha reach Usha? The stories vary. Some say Chitralekha, using her magical abilities, brought Aniruddha to Usha's chamber. Others say Aniruddha, learning of Usha's dream, found his way to her. Regardless of the path, their meeting was inevitable, a conference of two souls destined to unite. Their love blossomed in secret, a flame flickering in the shadows hidden from the watchful eyes of Banasura. But love stories aren't always smooth sailing. Banasura, powerful and a proud king, discovered their secret. His wrath was ignited, threatening to tear the lovers apart. The stage was set for a dramatic conflict, a battle not just for love, but for principles. And this is where the stones speak to us. The ruins of Agnigar, the fire fortress, and the ancient Bamuni hills in Tejpur are whispered to be connected to this epic tale. Imagine these stones as silent witnesses, echoing with the echoes of their clandestine meetings, their whispered promises, and the clash of armies. These ruins, remnants of a bygone era, remind us that even amidst conflict and upheaval, love leaves its mark on the very landscape. The ensuing battle was a clash of titans. Krishna, determined to protect his grandson, fought valiantly against Banasura's forces. And as Banasura was being defeated, he invited Shiva to protect him. The story culminates in Krishna's victory, release of Aniruddha, and the joyous reunion of the lovers. Usha and Aniruddha's love triumphed, a testament to its enduring power. Here, a very quick mention of Hari Hara Yuddha, the battle of Lords Lord Krishna and Lord Shiva. It was a inevitable battle, and Krishna triumphed over Shiva's forces, and then the love story of Usha and Aniruddha found its success. Throughout history, love stories like that of Usha and Aniruddha have fueled art, literature, and music. They have taught us about sacrifice, commitment, and transformative power of connection. From Romeo and Juliet to Hir Ranjha, these narratives resonate because they tap into the universal desire for love and belonging. They remind us that love transcends time and culture and social barriers. This Valentine's Day, let's celebrate the enduring legacy of love. Let's remember the stories that have shaped our understanding of relationships and the power of human connection. Let the tale of Usha and Aniruddha inspire us to cherish the love in our lives, to nurture it, and to recognize its profound impact on our world. I'd also like to share a few of pictures that I've taken from Agnigar, Tejpur. This is a sculpture of uh, Usha Aniruddha in the marriage and Chitralekha. This is a significant uh, sculpture of the Hari Hara Yuddha, Shiva and Vishnu and their forces. And the name of Tejpur derived from the blood bath that was happened during this battle. This is Chitralekha Udyan, the whole park in Tejpur, and this is a painting by Raja Ravi Verma. It depicts Usha's dream. Here we can see uh, Usha sleeping in her chambers, and in her dream, Aniruddha came. So this is it for my presentation. I'd like Sangeeta ji to ask her questions.
Beautiful, beautiful narration of the story.
Thank you.
So, Let's ask you the a little questions. Let's take this discussion further. As a native resident of Assam, what was do you as far as you remember, what was your earliest encounter about Usha and Aniruddha's story?
My earliest encounter was from my grandma. She used to narrate stories from Panchatantra, from the Lakshminath Bejborwa story, Jyoti Prasad Agarwala. So we have a drama, Sonit Kori, written by Jyoti Prasad Agarwala. This story was based on Usha and Aniruddha. So I first learned about the story from her. Then slowly, as I was growing up, I read books, and then also many dance dramas have taken place. Usha Parinayam, Usha Kalyanam. So also, I have been a part of one of the Usha Aniruddha dance drama. So I'm very much interested in the story. And then also, I did my PG in Tejpur. So that way also, I'm very much linked to the place and the story.
Wow, quite a rich heritage link you have there with the story itself.
Yeah.
In uh, the story of Usha and Anirudh, how has it's based in Tezpur, Sonitpura specifically, and so how has the story influenced the culture of the city?
Um, that way, like Tejpur is now called the cultural capital of Assam because I guess the presence of the Usha and Usha was, as we know, first student of Parvati, and she taught Indian classical dance to the Saurashtra. Then the classical dance came towards us like that. So the Lascia form. So also that may have been a very influencing part. And Tejpur, as a whole, you get when you visit there, it's a complete vibe is different. Like they have focused more on music, culture, dance, drama, everything. So I think the complete vibe is different from the rest of the districts of Assam.
When you did your research, when you studied stories about Usha and Anirudh, did you come across any discrepancy in their story as such? Like one version might tell you a different way how this love story happened, while the other source might say it differently. What were these different versions? Did you came across them?
Yes. First thing that I came was the dream of Usha. It was said that Parvati had uh, influenced, not influenced, she gave orders to initiate a dream in Usha to show Aniruddha so that a dream of uh, the Usha Aniruddha, like the love story happens. So maybe the first initial step was taken by Parvati. And then also there are differences like some in some versions it says that Usha and Aniruddha while when they first met in their dream, it was not completely a dream, it was physical. So Usha had physical relations with Aniruddha. She also became pregnant, and then Banasura came to know about this, and then the ensuing fight took place. So different kind of versions are there. From the Brahma Vaivarta Puran, it says that Aniruddha and Usha had taken the physical relationship to next level, and some say it's just a dream. So we're not very sure of which one to actual is the actual thing, but it's different versions, so can go through it.
As expected of folklores. folklores often have very different way versions depending on how people want to view them and how they want to narrate the story.
Mhm.
So the depending like going with forward with this, the fight of Hari and Hara, which is a very important battle that happened or that was a part of the story of Usha and Aniruddha. So how is that battle between two divine forces viewed in the common culture of Assam?
It was like when you can say that uh, its love story had given that love, like what if in local context if we see that love can be seen a powerful force. It can bring differences into families, intercaste marriages, and how different families fight for their culture, their uh, the like patriarchal society. So in Harihara Yuddha, Krishna and Shiva, they were not they didn't want to fight against each other. They didn't have any personal differences. It was only because Krishna had to save his grandson, and then Banasura was given protection by Shiva. So only just to they were bound by their promises, bound by their words. They had to fight each other, and uh, then it was a very something unimaginable from our perspective. Gods fighting with each other is something very different. Something cannot. It's differently. It's unexplainable. And Brahma had intervened uh, um, to the to stop the fight, and then but then you see, Dharma had to be in upholded. That's why the fight took place, and then uh, and how it's affecting. I don't think it's that much have impact on the culture, but like because both people pray Krishna and Shiva as well.
The story is does the practice of Sonitpura region, the lifestyle of people in the region, influence the story portrayed?
Not sure about that.
Okay. In the story, it's given that Usha and the Sonitpura worshipped Shiv, Lord Shiva. Is it true even today? Do they continue this practice at large in the region?
What is for Hindu religion, everybody prays to Krishna, Shiva as a in a similar thing. But it was now it's more like in Assam Sri Shrimanta Shankardev have introduced the neo Vaishnavite movement. So people have more more their they are very much into Krishna's uh, what to say worship than Shiva. But then it's not like Krishna and Shiva have any difference. People worship both gods. But because of the Vaishnavite movement and the influence of the Satriya and Sankari culture, the worship of Krishna is more prevalent in Assam.
Can you give
But
us? Sorry, please
uh,
continue.
but during like the previous times when the other tribal gods were also there, like people prayed to them, then Shiva was the dominant figure in
Okay.
ancient times. But after Srimanta Shankardev introduced Neo Vaishnavite movement, the uh, worshipping of Krishna took in a much better, much larger. space.
Okay. What is Satriya and Sankara culture that you just now referred to?
Yes. Satya is a classical dance. It's a product, you can say product from the Shankari culture. Shankari culture is like what Srimanta Shankardev, he was a pioneer of the Bhakti movement in Assam. He had
Okay.
introduced this whole religion uh, to worship Krishna, not just in one form, as a universal form, as something you imagine Krishna as per your uh, perception. There was no worshipping of idols. So, so Shankari culture is what we actually found in the satras of Assam, in the Majuli, in Borpeta, in other parts also. So the monks are still practicing, and also people who have uh, used they have mm, I'm not getting their word. They are worshipping Shankar Dev as their lord also, as God. There are different, like we have differences in religious perceptions also. The Kshatriya is a part of that neo Vaishnavite movement. First, it was Ankyanat. Ankyanat is a dance drama that Srimanta Shankardev have introduced back then to popularize the movement of neo Vaishnavite movement. And from that Ankyanat, the Satya dance have been taken out and formed and developed into the dance form that is prevalent now.
Okay. So, Satriya dance form, what does it portray? Does it have
Uh,
any backstory linked to it?
Yeah, Satya dance was actually, as I said, that it was a part of the neo Vaishnavite movement. The Ankya Nats, the dance dramas that was performed throughout Assam to educate the and educate and popularize the movement to to make the local people understand that worshipping and sacrificing for God, sacrificing their lives, sacrificing their wealth to God is not mandatory. You can just pray to God and in your as per your ideologies. But it's not that you have to give something to get something from God. You just need to pray with your whole heart, and God is going to be hearing your prayer. So that Satya was actually a part of that. And Ankyanat, we have like eight, o- eight, on- eight some Ankyanats. So we have mainly the stories of Krishna from like we have Kalia Daman, we have the Ras Leela, we have Rukmini Haran, Parijat Haran, Chinva Jatra, and all that, and also one from Ram Vijay. It's only one play that uh, is completely devoted to Shri Ram. So it's mainly to educate the masses that you can also not do with the Shakti and worshipping. You can just um, pray to Krishna, and the Krishna is only going to hear to you. You don't have to sacrifice anything. So that was the main agenda of the Shankarite movement, and Satya was a part of it. And now Satya usually is performed in Borgits. Borgits are also they have different stories from Krishna's Leela, Krishna Leela, and also now as per the demands of the consumer society, the these the Satya dance is also used to portray in other mythological stories from our Indian epics and Puranas.
Beautiful story. Doesn't Usha and Aniruddha story find a place in Satya dance form?
Um, yes, if you use Satya to portray the dance drama, it can be used. Otherwise, as a whole, in the Satya repertoire, it isn't there. But as I said, that it has been done in Sonit Kori, Usha Porinoy, and Usha, like that. So people use the Satya dance steps to depict the stories of the Usha and Aniruddha. Many dance dramas have been already produced and performed.
You shared you were a part of a dance drama that retold Usha and Aniruddha story. Can you give us just about what of that?
Yeah. So it's similar to the actual story that and it was during my post graduation days. I had become a Sakhi in that. So, like, it was since it had a limited time. So, the story unfolded directly with Usha and her Sakhis in her chambers. Then, Usha's in at the nightfall, nighttime, Usha was sleeping. A dream came, like Kamdev came, a dream happened. Aniruddha appeared in her dream, and in the morning, Asha was very much uh, excited and like not sure what happened. Where did the prince go? And as she was discussing with Chitralekha had because she had her drawing abilities, she drew many kings and princes that she knew. First she drew Krishna. Um, Usha saw the picture and like because Aniruddha had similarities with Krishna, so she was not sure this was the person, but it seems familiar. Then Chitralekha again kept drawing. Then Aniruddha was drawn, and Usha directly realized that this is the prince that came appeared in her dream. And Chitralekha then in the play it's not there, but Chitralekha directly like goes to find Aniruddha and brings him in Usha's chambers without anybody knowing. So that then they met, and somehow the information was leaked, and Banasura knew about that, and that ensuing battle of Harihara Yuddha happened. And finally, the lords made peace with each other, and Banasura also agreed that okay, let's uh, forgo my ego, and then Usha and Aniruddha, they had a happy ending to the Usha and Aniruddha story.
Beautiful narration.
I'm not very good with words.
No, it's
I'm sorry.
okay. It's the same way with me as well. Must have been fun to recreate that.
Yes, like if if something is being performed, then you actually research a lot. Then also, I forgot to mention the character of Banasura was also portrayed. So, like the not all the thousand hens were drawn, but few hands, and then that he was playing the instruments with Shiva performing Tandav and all that because it's dance drama, so we need to incorporate the dance also. So then Tandav happened and all that. Then in the Harihara Yuddha, Krishna using the Sudarshan Chakra to cut off the limbs of um, Banasuras, only four limbs left towards the end. So like that. It was more very interesting to be part of a dance drama because it's not just the acting and dialogue, it's dance, and we have to portray everything through dance and different music. It just changes the whole vibe of the performance.
It included one of your passion over there
Yeah.
for dance. The well, what I was researching for this topic, I came across that uh, marriage practices in Assam have been influenced by Usha and Aniruddha's story. Is it true?
How do you like? How do you say?
Like people, what I came across was how people are more accepting of love from people from two different realms who might not have similar backgrounds.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. So this is yes in Assam, like the intercaste marriage happens. It doesn't bring a lot of fighting, like what a lot of opposition, like in other parts of the country. And so the dowry system is also not here very much. So and they sometimes they have their differences, but it's not that honor killing or anything that doesn't happen here.
This practice should happen like far and wide. This should be practiced and cultured, something like this. Before we end this discussion, I wanted an insight on your what you have researched and what you came to believe about Usha and Anirudh. Do you think true love is just dying?
No, true love isn't dying. uh, what like if you actually see the details, they don't show the struggle much. What people have, what true lovers actually like individually what they go through. They don't show that. It's only the story, the happy ending or the sad ending. That's it. Or the families, the opinion of the families. But I think like opinion of the individuals is very important because they know what love happens, how they are going to make a choice of um, accepting this person as your partner for a whole lifetime. So I think that point of view is not there in the ancient legends, but that's what thing I found very missing. But as a whole, from Usha Aniruddha's story, if you actually see the significance, we can actually see that Usha had desired, like she had been a source of agency because she desired somebody and she made sure that she ends up with him. Like, uh, like has she used her uh, power or whatever, but she brings Aniruddha to her life and makes him like they have been like became partners. So I think uh, that story gives a significance of the power of the women as a whole, and then we can say about two families also that even though there may be differences they find a similar ground and that their children should be happy. So that is a very positive message that I came across and something like that. And I have to learn more about other stories to know and compare the love stories. And with this like platform, I didn't actually learn about like Tija Vija and all that few stories. So I came across those also. So I'm very much influenced, and maybe I'll go and read about them to know about them. It's so many stories are out there, and we are only know a few. That's like underprivileged, I would say.
This is true. When I was researching for my event, there were so many stories that we have read as historical romances, like, or we have heard as folklores from our elders, whether it be of Hiranta. Then Salim and Akali has come down through ages, and like everyone knows it by heart what happened, how tragic their love story was, and how true or pure their love story was. But at the same time, there are so many stories that remain hidden in the folklore or remain confined to remote villages or rural areas. In fact, Tija and Tija's story or Usha and Aniruddha's story, I was not aware about them as well, that something like this exists in India's folklore. So that was, uh, like you said, there are so many stories that we are unaware of as Indians.
One more story of Assam, Joymoti, the sacrifice of Joymoti. If you read about that also, you can find how she sacrificed her life just to save, hide the identity of her husband. So it's a very inspiring story. And also many years then, also there is Sati and the story of Sati is also very much,
Sati and Shiva.
no, Sati and, oh God, yes, God, Sati and no, Satyavan, Satyavan,
Savitri and Satyavan.
they,
Yeah, that's the thing. Love is something that has come down, that is universal and eternal. It has come down through generations without being altered in any way. While the generations have changed and everything has changed. Even today's generation, it's so rare to find something what the ancient stories depict, what they told, what they spread the message. Thank you, Mrs. It was so wonderful to have you here, and it was a great opportunity to talk to you about love and its different aspects.
thank you so much. Thank you for making me a part of this series. Thank you for reaching out.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Good night.
Good night.